crazy. Like,
you came to me because you saw my work in a magazine. How much shouting you going to do for me? And all you're going to do is pass out to a local club.
The things that we hear as designers, it's really crazy. And I just think it's all based on the way. It might go back to the way that you, well, for you, they've seen your stuff in magazines, but other people, I think it just goes back to the way that you portray yourself online. If you're not a lazy designer, if you're like, if you're always promoting, not necessarily just saying buy from me, but like showing case studies, having testimonials, things like that on your Facebook, on your social media.
Mock-ups.
Yes.
When you send something to your client, do not send it to them.
No.
Send it to them as a mock-up.
Not even with a watermark. Put a mock-up. Do the mock-up.
Do the mock-up. It will increase your sales. I promise you. And it will increase your worth to them.
Yes.
And you can incrementally increase your price because your presentation to them is so good.
Exactly.
And then once they've bought, if you have that, the ability to show the work, some people, you need to put that in your contract.
Right.
That know that I'm going to show what I did for you.
Yes.
And put that mock-up up. I tell you, it changes the perception of you as a company.
It does.
Get a professional person to be on your telephone, even if it's your cell phone. Get yourself a Google Voice number.
Yes.
If you have to, and then you can put, all your friends can go to your "Hey, how you doing?" line, and then all your business go to "Hello, how are you? We're so happy that you're here with us today." All of those things make a difference.
It does.
Have a professional website done. And it doesn't have to have a lot on it.
Right.
It just has to have enough to say, here's how you can contact me.
Exactly.
Some of the biggest agencies I know, man, I go to their website, it's one page.
Yeah.
And I'm going,
that's a trend now.
How are you doing business? But their businesses aren't the normal everyday people on the street.
Right.
Is if you know me and you know how to get in contact with me, then I might do business with you. That's a whole different realm. But your professionalism on how you portray your work, people are watching that.
Exactly.
The first thing, I guess I'm getting old. If someone calls me and then goes, "Can you send me some of your work?" I hang up the phone.
Really? I'll just send the link to my website and I'll just be done with it.
I might do that. And here's the reason. There's a business reason for doing that. I cannot spend 6 hours chasing a 1 hour bid.
That's true.
I would rather let you go and lose out of that 1 hour than to put 6 into it chasing you.
Right. That's true.
That also goes to people like I don't do deposits under $1,000.
So you do the full.
If it's under $1,000, it's full, because I'm going to give you a deal anyway. You got the deal. That's the deal. When you start asking for a deposit before and after, that means I'm going to have to chase you for my money. Exactly. So if I got to chase you for money, then you get premium pricing.
That's true.
Because there's a time involved. When I first started this whole thing about timing, I was selling real estate. That's kind of, my first company, Real Source Marketing.
I never knew that. I told y'all he's a...
Yes, Real Source Marketing stood for your real estate resource. And what I would do is I would do the flyers. I was a real estate agent, a realtor, and I started doing all the marketing for the real estate agents in the office.
Okay.
And so I'm like, well, if I'm gonna design a flyer for you and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna get paid for this. So that's how I started the company.
I never knew.
But one of the things I decided is I wanted to be somewhere between $125 and $200 an hour.
Okay.
That meant that I couldn't spend taking a customer out to 12 houses. Because after that, I was actually making $50 an hour and in some cases making somewhere $9 an hour on a house.
Right.
That's not going to work for me.
Exactly.
So I always decide, okay, here's my hourly figure. And if I can hire someone to do it for less, then that's what I'm going to do.
That's how you build a company.
Yeah. And what I would often do is I would have, I would take someone out, show them a house. I show them 3 houses. After house number 3, I start to lose money.
Right.
I would then share the commission with someone else.
Right.
Here you go and take them out. The same thing works. The same thing translates in design.
It does.
I'm $75 an hour if that's your rate. And everything that I do, I'm attaching that $75 to.
Right.
If I have to answer the phone, that's $75. You see what I'm saying?
That's true.
If I have to go chase you for 2 hours to get paid, then I'm $150 in time.
Right. Exactly.
When I could have been using it for something else.
Exactly.
And so, yeah. People who give you that vibe right in the beginning, that
you already know. When you get that gut feeling, you already know.
Don't chase the money.
I had to learn it the hard way. I had one client when we first talked. I was like, "See, it's not going to go good." I knew going in it wasn't going to go good, but I just tried to say, "Okay, well, I'm going to have faith in them." Didn't go good.
No, you again, as a creative, you have to be in a place where you're doing your best work possible.
Right.
It is a disservice to your other clients when one client takes you so far out in left field that you can't work.
Exactly.
Amen. I know.
You definitely have to trust your gut whenever it comes to clients like that or potential clients. Like you said, if they're asking you to see your work, a lot of the times, like some people, they haven't seen it, but other people who have been referred and they're saying, let me see your work and things like that. And if you're promoting all the time on Facebook or whatever social media they reached you through, then you're like,
let me see your work. I want you to do a book cover. Baby, that's $125.
And
right. I'm going to send you one. Like, you're here.
Exactly.
Like, you got here.
Right.
And you saw the book cover of the person that referred you to me. So, like, why I got to send you 4 or 5? Now, if it's a company,
right,
that's a little bit different because there are probably different stakeholders that need to make some decisions. And that person is not the decision maker.
And what I've even started doing now is mentioning price up front. So we won't go through this whole rundown of what you're looking for and we're going back and forth, and then whenever it's time for you to pay the invoice, it's, oh, well, I didn't know. So, and there's kickback. So I've mentioned price up front. Someone comes to me, hey, I'm looking to get a book cover done. Okay, no problem. It's X amount of dollars. Does that sound reasonable to you? Well, not even does it sound reasonable, but does that sound like something that you could do? If not, then I'll pretty much ask them, okay, so what do you, in layman terms, what do you have for the most part? And if it's not in that price range that I'm looking for, then I'll just say, okay, well, I'm glad that you thought about me for doing this project, but I won't be able to take it on because if I'm sitting there and I'm just discounting myself and I'm taking on these clients that I know that my business won't be able to hold on to this client or my business won't gain anything from this client, then, I mean, you just have to start looking at it that way. Okay, we both know that money is involved, so we have to mention price up front, and whenever it comes to the client paying your invoice, you won't be waiting around 3, 5, 10 days.
and in the first conversation, I'm asking for a credit card.
Right.
And if I am doing a deposit, I'm doing it with the credit card.
Exactly.
And with the understanding that I am going to bill you directly to your credit card at the end-to-end completion.
Right.
That's part of the contract.
Exactly.
So I don't even care.
Right.
And if I do take deposits, in most cases, they're 75%.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good percentage.
It's 75%. I'm getting the bulk of what I need to cover all of my expenses, and what you're playing with is profit.
Right.
What you don't pay me is my gravy money, and I'm going to get that.
Your gravy money?
Yeah, my gravy money. Yeah,
What's the gravy?
Okay. So in every business, in every business, you have your expenses. This is how much does it cost to cover my expenses, my overhead. Right. Once you've hit that figure, everything above that is gravy. So it's your meat and your potatoes, and you can eat your meat and potatoes, but the gravy is extra. You know what I mean? It's my gravy.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, it's my gravy money, and my gravy money is can be upsells and module extensions and all kinds of stuff that I added onto it to increase what I'm taking home.
Wow.
Yeah, because you're looking at your margin.
That's true.
Your margin. And your margin is the difference between what you charge and what it costs you to create the actual product. Now, in order to increase how much you make, you have to increase margins.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And so you can either do that by raising prices. You can do that by increasing the amount of things you do. So I only did 15. I got to do 30 to increase that. Or you cut expenses.
Right.
Or you get the same client to buy more.
That's true.
And so all of these are different techniques you use from a business point of view to squeeze out extra gravy. Now, if I do a website for you for $5,000 and I take a $2,500 deposit, I promise you it's only going to cost me a G to make.
Wow.
Already know.
You have to keep those things in mind, and you just have to know those things while you're talking to your clients. You got to know your
numbers.
You do.
If you need to put a sheet of paper next to you by the phone, you have to know this is my expense to do it, and this is my profit margin.
Right.
And if we're going to negotiate, we're never negotiating in my cost.
Exactly.
I got to eat.
and people fail to realize that. I've had one friend, she was like, one of her clients said, "I'm not trying to pay your bills." And I was just like, people, like you never know what to expect when it comes to people. But
many times graphic is there is a misconception, if you will, about what it takes to be a graphic artist.
Yes.
That's the first thing. There's a misconception about what it takes to be a branding person, a branding expert. And so most people think anybody can sit down with some clip art.
Yes.
And now they think they can go with Canva.
I was going to ask you about
which is wonderful.
Things like that.
Hey, in fact, what I did is I created a Canva course.
Okay.
Baby, you can't afford me at my price, but here you go. Here's a course that will let you do your own, and I'm still getting paid.
Right.
And then you come to me for heavy lifting.
I'm not sure if you've heard of my co-host Dominique, but Dominique's she was talking about somebody that she knew and how he charges way less than what she does, and some people that she know, like even some of her friends went to him, and she's just like kind of trying to figure out how or why he's charging this price, and she's kind of mad at the people that's going to him. And I'm just like, Dominique, you just have to understand that the Hilton isn't mad at what the little motel in the corner is charging, because they're not in the same bracket. They're not trying to have the same target audience. So
and it goes back to customer avatar.
Right.
This is my client. My client is not going to accept something that's not done an industry standard.
Exactly.
Because somewhere down the line, you're going to have to send them a source file.
Yeah. Yeah.
And someone else there is going to be a new graphic artist, and they're going to say, did they give that to you? I have that in my web design company all the time. People charging, and I go charging a lot of money for a website, and then I go in and see it as a Wix site.
Oh gosh, see.
And I go, did someone charge you
for this?
To do this? Okay. Well, it looks good. I mean, I'm not saying that the design is wrong, but there's the functionality of what you need. And what you need to do as a business is not going to be there. We're not going to be able to Facebook pixel this thing. We're not going to add this. We're not going to be able to get emails.
Exactly.
All this extra stuff that you need in order to do business.
That's
now,
true.
If you're happy,
hey, that's all that matters.
If you're happy and all you needed was something to get out the door. Now, I don't think you should pull out, get me wrong. I don't think you should pull out Photoshop or Illustrator to do a social media graphic. It's 900 by 972 DPI.
There you go.
It's a background, a texture, and some fonts.
Right.
Baby, pull out Canva and do it. And in fact, if that doesn't work for you, go to Fiverr and hire another graphic artist to do your social media stuff, so that you don't have to take your $75 an hour time pushing your business.
Exactly.
Exactly. And that takes us into, follow the money. Every person should have, I shouldn't say it this way. Here's what we do in my company. Every person gets a 10-point list every day. And if you do 10 things in your business every day, then you know that you've done 50 things in the course of a week to make your business happen.
Wow.